Chapter 1. The First Encounter. I was born and raised in a small rural town in America, a place where people knew each other's names, where doors were left unlocked at night, and where secrets seemed impossible to keep. Yet beneath the golden fields of corn and the rustling woods, something darker always lingered. My name is Daniel Miller. I live on a modest farm passed down through generations. Life was simple, until the day I saw her eyes. It began in late autumn. The air carried the scent of damp soil and wood smoke. I was returning from the barn when I noticed a shadow standing near the edge of the field. A girl no older than 20 in a white dress torn at the hem. Her hair fell like ink over her pale shoulders. But it wasn't her dress, nor her ghostly stillness that unsettled me. It was her eye. One eye shimmered an unnatural silver cold as moonlight. The other, black as a raven's wing, seemed to drink in the light around it. My breath caught. I had heard old folks whisper of the eyes of Yin and Yang, said to see both the living and the dead. "Do you see me?" she asked, her voice barely a tremor in the wind. My legs froze, yet my lips moved. Yes. Her lips curled, not quite a smile. Then it begins. From that night, my life was no longer mine. As the moon casts an eerie glow, she gestures gracefully, drawing a circle in the air while shadows twist and turn around her, hinting at the magic that is about to unfold. The forest looms overhead with ancient trees, their branches reaching out like skeletal hands, creating a haunting atmosphere that envelops both her and me. A flickering light appears in the distance, illuminating a pathway that leads deeper into the woods while she walks ahead with purpose, leaving a trail of shimmering particles in her wake. Ghostly figures emerge from the shadows of the trees, their expressions serene yet melancholic, watching her as if they recognize her presence. I felt a shiver run down my spine at her words, uncertainty swirling within me, chosen for what I asked, my voice barely a whisper. The girl's smile widened, her eyes shimmering with secrets as she gestured toward the hayloft. My heart raced as I stepped forward, the air thick with anticipation and dread. The next morning I tried to convince myself it had been a dream. Yet when I washed my face, I noticed a faint mark on my wrist. A symbol shaped like a circle split in half, one side white, the other black. I knew I hadn't drawn it. As I rubbed the mark, I remembered the old tales my grandmother used to tell of spirits bound by symbols of souls wandering between worlds. The more I thought, the colder the farmhouse felt. That evening the girl appeared again, this time inside the barn. The horses grew restless, their eyes rolling white as though they sensed her. "You've been chosen," she whispered. I reached the hayloft, the scent of aged wood and hay enveloping me. As I looked closer, my breath caught. Ancient symbols were carved into the beams, pulsating faintly beneath the dust. The girl stood below, her voice echoing in my mind, urging me to understand the significance of this hidden place. With each carving illuminated by the soft light, the truth of my connection to these spirits began to unfold. Chosen for what I demanded, though my voice shook, she stepped closer, the air dropping like ice. "There is a door, Daniel. A door only you can open. The dead are restless. They call for you. I wanted to run, but my body refused. Instead, I asked the question that had haunted me since the first night. Who are you?" Her mismatched eyes locked onto mine. My name was Alara, but now I am nothing but a shadow between worlds. And then she vanished, leaving only the cold breath of night behind. The silence hung heavily as I tried to grasp what had just happened. A chill crept into my bones, and the weight of Alara's revelation settled like a stone in my stomach. I couldn't shake her words. The dead are restless, and a door only I could open. My mind raced, filled with questions, fear, and an undeniable curiosity that urged me to seek answers. "Who are you?" Her mismatched eyes locked onto mine. My name was Alara, but now I am nothing but a shadow between worlds. And then she vanished, leaving only the cold breath of night behind. I stood there, heart racing, grappling with the weight of her words. The world felt different now, charged with a strange energy, as if the night itself was alive with secrets. I turned slowly, sensing another presence nearby, my breath hitching in my throat. What if Alara wasn't the only one trapped between worlds? The air grew heavy with anticipation as those eyes remained fixed on me, a silent promise of secrets waiting to be uncovered in the dark. "You seek answers," the figure said, their voice smooth like silk, drawing me deeper into a world I had only begun to comprehend. I hesitated, heart pounding, as I gazed at the archway. Could this be the way to uncover Alara's truth? With a deep breath, I stepped forward, drawn by an inexplicable urge, wondering what lay beyond the archway, and if I would find Alara waiting on the other side. Days passed. Each night Alara appeared, and each time the mark on my wrist grew darker. Sleep deserted me. I could hear whispers when I closed my eyes, voices in the walls, in the fields, in the silence. Then a figure emerged between the stalks. A man in overalls, face twisted, eyes hollow. His skin was pale, riddled with dark veins. My chest tightened. I knew him. It was Mr. Harold, a farmer who had died 2 years ago in a barn fire. As the chilling recognition sank in, I felt the air grow heavy around me, thick with unspoken words and lingering memories. His voice echoed in my mind, a broken whisper that seemed to beckon me closer, urging me to remember what had happened in that barn. With each step he took, I felt the weight of his past pressing upon me, the unanswered questions swirling like the leaves rustling in the wind. I could sense the desperate need for closure in his gaze, a yearning for justice that echoed through the stillness of the night. The whispers intensified, wrapping around me like a cocoon, compelling me to uncover the truth behind the fire that took his life. He reached toward me, his hand blistered, burned. "The door. Open the door." Before I could move, Alara appeared beside me. With one touch of her hand, the figure dissolved into black smoke. "They're coming faster now," she said, her voice grim. I stared at her, trembling. "What door? Why me?" She glanced at my wrist. "Because you carry the eyes now. One day you will see as I do." I felt the weight of her words settle over me like a heavy cloak. The room pulsed with an eerie energy, and I could not shake the feeling that something dark was closing in around us. Alara's confidence was palpable, yet fear clung to my every thought. "What will they do if they find me?" I whispered, anxiety creeping into my voice as I looked into her unwavering eyes. Alara's gaze intensified, a flicker of urgency in her voice. "They want what you possess, and they will stop at nothing to take it from you." My heart raced as I imagined dark figures lurking just beyond our sight, waiting for the moment to strike. "We have to find the door or we'll be trapped here forever," she urged, her tone leaving no room for doubt. My mind raced, caught between dread and the desperate need to survive. Unable to endure the madness, I searched for answers. I tore through the attic, through old boxes of my grandparents' belongings, hoping to find something. And then I found it. A diary, leather-bound, its pages yellowed with age. My grandmother's handwriting. The entries chilled me. She wrote of a girl with split eyes who roamed the town decades ago. A girl who was feared, accused of witchcraft, and cast into the river. But my grandmother wrote something else. She believed the girl had not died. As I read deeper, a wave of unease washed over me. My grandmother's words painted a vivid picture of the girl, a lost soul misunderstood and vilified by the townspeople. Each entry grew more frantic, detailing strange occurrences that followed the girl's tragic fate. Shadows flickered in the corners of my mind, connecting the past to my present, and I couldn't shake the feeling that the girl's story was far from over. I stared at her, confusion swirling within me. "What do you mean? What was buried?" Alara took a step closer, her presence both captivating and unsettling. "This mark, it connects us to realms beyond understanding. Your awakening has drawn out what I thought long forgotten. You have a choice to make, and time is running short." A chill crept along my spine as the weight of her words settled in. The air shimmered with energy, and I knew that our journey was just beginning. I whispered her name, Alara, tracing the ink within the pages of the diary. Further in the diary, I found drawings of the same symbol on my wrist, the Yin and Yang circle. My grandmother claimed it was the seal of passage, a mark binding a soul to the door of worlds. I slammed the book shut, my breath heavy. My grandmother had known, and she had kept it from us all. That night, Alara came again. I held the diary up to her face. This is you, isn't it? Her silver eye flickered. I told you, I was nothing, a shadow. But now, you've awakened what was buried. Sleep finally came, but it was no rest. In my dream, I stood before a vast black gate carved with symbols like those on my wrist. Voices wailed behind it, hundreds, maybe thousands. Hands clawed at the cracks, desperate to break free. Alara appeared beside me. She wore chains across her wrists, dragging on the ground. Her mismatched eyes glowed in the dark. I felt a rush of emotions as Alara gazed up at me, her expression a mix of hope and despair as she struggled against the heavy chains that bound her. The swirling mist around the black gate intensified the eerie atmosphere, revealing ghostly figures behind it, their faces twisted in anguish. As I looked into Alara's eyes, I could see her determination shining through as she whispered words of encouragement, urging me to help her break free. Suddenly, the vast black gate began to tremble slightly as more hands pushed against it, illuminated by a faint ghostly light seeping through the cracks. "This is the door," she said. The gate trembled, as if it recognized me. The mark on my wrist burned, glowing white and black. "Don't open it," Alara whispered sharply. "Not yet. If you do, they will all escape." The gate thundered, the voices screaming my name. I woke in a sweat, the mark still glowing faintly. For the first time, I understood. This wasn't just a curse. It was a responsibility. Panic surged through me as I stood there, torn between curiosity and fear. Shadows danced in the mist, whispering promises of power and freedom. I could feel their urge pulling at my very essence, tempting me to take the leap. Alara's voice echoed in my mind, a stark reminder of the consequences that awaited. With a deep breath, I focused on the mark glowing on my wrist, grounding myself in reality. It was my choice, and I had to make it wisely. In that moment, I realized that this mark was not a curse, but a connection, a tether to something greater. With my heart pounding, I opened my eyes and met the glowing gaze of the creature beyond the gate. It wasn't just a guardian. It was a reflection of my own fears and desires. I was standing at the precipice of a choice that would define my fate. Would I step forward and claim my power, or retreat to the safety of ignorance? The decision loomed heavy in the air. One grey morning, the church bell tolled. A young boy from town had died in a drowning accident. The whole village gathered for the funeral. As the coffin was lowered, I noticed Alara standing at the back of the crowd. No one else seemed to see her. When the priest prayed, her eyes fixed on the coffin. Suddenly, the boy's voice echoed in my ears. "Help me! It's so cold!" Chills ran down my spine as the words reverberated in my mind. The villagers oblivious to the presence of Alara, and the voice continued to grieve. I took a step closer, drawn by an unseen force, feeling a connection to the boy's spirit. Alara turned her head slightly toward me, and I could see the glimmer of tears in her eyes, as if she too heard the call for help. In that moment, time seemed to freeze, and all I could feel was the weight of grief hanging heavy in the air. I caught Alara's gaze, a silent understanding passing between us, as if we both recognized the urgency of the boy's plea. My heart raced, and I felt a compulsion to reach out to connect with her, even as the somber ceremony continued around us. I staggered back, clutching my head. Alara's gaze burned into mine. "He's calling you." That night, the boy appeared in my room, dripping, wet eyes wide with fear. He pointed toward the cornfield. "The door. Open it." I screamed, and he vanished. For the first time, I realized this curse wasn't just about me. The dead were finding me one by one. I was alone now, the silence pressing down like a weight. The air crackled with unseen energy, pulling me toward the unknown. I had to know what lay beyond that door, what secrets the cornfield held. As I steeled myself for the darkness, I felt a chill run down my spine, a reminder that there was no escape from the past. I took a deep breath and stepped forward, each footfall crunching on the gravel beneath me. The whispers of the cornfield beckoned me closer, and with every step, my heart raced faster. It was as if the very ground beneath me pulsed with memories, urging me to uncover the truth that lay buried within the rows of corn. By now I could barely function, and neighbors asked if I was sick. My animals avoided me, and I avoided the mirror, afraid of what I might see. Alara came again. But this time her voice was different, gentler, almost pleading. "You can help them," she said. "Help! By opening the door and unleashing hell," I snapped. "You have the power to change everything." Alara urged, her voice soft but insistent. I shook my head, feeling the weight of her words pressing on my heart. "What if I can't? What if I do more harm than good?" I whispered, doubt creeping into my veins. "You are stronger than you know," Alara said, her eyes reflecting unwavering belief. I paused, my heart racing as I pondered the choices laid before me. What if I fail? What if I unleash something even darker? I questioned, fear lacing my voice as the weight of the decision gripped me. As I stood at the threshold, I felt the chill of the unknown creeping up my spine. "You have to trust yourself," Alara urged softly, her voice resonating with a strange warmth. I took a deep breath, my heart pounding, realizing that this was a moment where everything could change. Her black eye darkened. "Not all spirits are evil. Some are lost. Some only want peace." I hesitated. The boy's face haunted me. Could I deny him rest if I open it? What happens to me? Her silence was the only answer. At that moment, I understood whatever fate awaited, it was tied to Alara and the door. With trembling hands, I approached the door, its surface cold and unyielding beneath my fingertips. Shadows danced around us, reflecting the conflict within. Could I shoulder the weight of this choice? Alara's presence was both a comfort and a burden, reminding me of the stakes involved. As Alara grasped the handle, a surge of power coursed through the air, drawing us in like moths to a flame. My heart raced, uncertain of what lay beyond this threshold. In that moment, I realized we were no longer just observers. We were entwined in a destiny far greater than ourselves. Her black eye darkened. "Not all spirits are evil. Some are lost. Some only want peace." I hesitated. The boy's face haunted me. Could I deny him rest if I open it? What happens to me? Her silence was the only answer. At that moment, I understood whatever fate awaited, it was tied to Alara and the door. I felt the weight of the moment pressing down on me, the air thick with unspoken truths. The door, ancient and mysterious, seemed to pulse with a heartbeat of its own, calling to me in whispers. What I sought was beyond, but at what cost? Would opening it bring me closer to understanding, or would it shatter the fragile peace I had fought to maintain? With a deep breath, I stepped through the threshold, the light enveloping me like a warm embrace. The echoes of cries and whispers filled my ears, pulling at my heartstrings as I faced the lost souls. They looked at me with longing, a desperate need for resolution hovering in the air. In that moment, I realized their anguish was intertwined with my own, and perhaps, just perhaps, I could help them find peace. My blood ran cold. So it wasn't just ghosts. There were living enemies too. Later that night, one of the men approached me. His eyes were sharp, his smile thin. "You've seen her, haven't you? The girl with the eyes." I said nothing. He leaned close. "Careful, boy. Some doors should never be opened." A chill ran down my spine as his words lingered in the air. I could feel the weight of unseen threats surrounding me, tightening like a noose. I had to know more about the girl and the dangers that lay ahead. I couldn't shake off the feeling that the girl held the key to everything. Curiosity overcame my fear, and I stepped closer to the window, peering into the night in search of answers. Her eyes, those mesmerizing eyes, seemed to call out to me. I felt an inexplicable connection, as if she was reaching through time to warn me about something far more sinister. I held the photograph tightly, realizing it was a piece of her past. The atmosphere grew thick with tension as I sensed the looming threat of the man watching me, ready to pounce at any moment. Sleep-deprived and hunted by spirits, I began to unravel, feeling the mark on my wrist spread like veins of ink. Alara grew restless, appearing more often, her presence darker, heavier. "You're changing," she whispered one night. Her words struck deep. Was I doomed to be a shadow too? That night, I dreamt again of the gate, but this time it cracked open. A single hand forced its way through, long clawed, inhuman. I woke screaming, blood dripping from my wrist where the mark burned. The door was weakening. Panic gripped me as I stared at the door, I could feel the darkness gathering, whispering promises of despair. Every moment the mark throbbed with life, urging me to surrender. Just then, Alara's voice echoed in my mind, warning me that my connection to the other side was growing stronger. The shadows danced across the walls, flickering like flames as the door quaked ominously. I knew it was only a matter of time before something crossed over, something sinister that would change everything. The final night came with a storm. Lightning split the sky, the wind howled, and the cornfield bent like waves. Alara appeared, her chains rattling, her eyes blazing. "It's time," she said. "The door cannot hold any longer." The ground trembled. I was pulled into the dream once more, standing before the gate as it cracked wide open. Thousands of hands burst through, voices shrieking my name. Panic surged through me as I felt the cold grip of those hands reaching for my soul. I knew this moment would define everything. Each choice hung heavy in the air, like the scent of rain on dry earth. The storm raged on, echoing the turmoil within me, questions spiraling like the wind. What would I choose? Would I enter the chaos or flee from it? In an instant, I made my decision. With a deep breath, I stepped closer to the gate, my heart pounding like thunder in my chest. Each voice calling my name felt like an anchor drawing me towards the chaos that awaited. The air crackled with energy, and as I crossed the threshold, I understood that this choice was not just about me. It was about embracing the storm and all that lay ahead.